With Novak Djokovic pulling out of the Davis Cup this week, a lot of people are asking, when are we going to see him again? Is he going to be coming back for Doha, which he's supposed to be playing in a couple of weeks' time? Or is he going to be off for more than that and maybe into the clay court season? Let's go have a look at what Novak had to say about the injury a couple of days ago, but also the speculation about when he might return. This is what Djokovic put over on Instagram and Twitter a couple of days ago, talking about the injury, at least showing the injury, saying, thought I'd leave this here for all the sports injury experts out there. And as you can see, they're right in the middle of that kind of light area. In the middle of the muscle, that is where the tear is. So Djokovic is confirming there's definitely a problem. And then going over to what ESPN's Chris Fowler had to say regarding that scan, he said, that's no joke. That's a pretty deep tear. That's in the deepest part of the hamstring. And the hamstring is a problem because it's a big muscle. It's deep in there. It's hard to treat it properly. The hamstring doesn't have great blood flow, so it's harder to treat than some other muscles. You can't rush a hamstring. You've got to be very sure before going back out there. Typically, if you're looking at injuries like that in sports, you're looking at a couple of months. Let's go through the ATP calendar for a second and have a look at what's actually coming up over the next couple of months, because as Chris Fowler said, this could be a couple of months injury recovery for Djokovic. So in February, he has got the ATP 500 event in Doha. You can probably cancel that one out because he won't be ready in a week or two. Then he's on the injury list, of course, for Indian Wells and Miami, the two big ones, the Sunshine Double in March. But if we're going to project it out to a couple of months, he's probably going to miss both of those tournaments as well, unless the healing process is a lot faster than he's expecting. So there's a very likely chance that he doesn't play those two events. And then, of course, at the start of April, we have Monte Carlo. And he does have a lot of points to defend there. So I'm going to guess that he's probably going to try and get back for Monte Carlo. But if he's not ready by then, at the end of the month, we've got Madrid. And then, of course, the start of May is Rome. And then Roland Garros at the end of May. So maybe we don't see him until Madrid. If that couple of months speculation on the injury is confirmed, and I mean, worst case, we don't see him until the French Open at the end of May. So there you have it. Of course, Djokovic did that. I think it was on the finals of the Australian Open, so a couple of days ago now. And also Chris Fowler coming out and talking about how severe that injury is and how long he might be out. And going through the calendar, I mean, he might be back by the clay court season. It could be by Roland Garros. I mean, it just depends how fast he heals. And we do know he's a bit of a freak when it comes to healing from injuries. We've seen that in the past. But at this age, is he going to be able to come back quicker because of his body, or is his body going to take longer to get through this injury? Of course, he got knee surgery and then he got to a Wimbledon final like 2 weeks later. So we know this guy can come back and do some crazy things, but his hamstring injury looks really dicey. Let me know in the comments below. When do you think we'll see Novak back? Do you think he'll play the clay? Because there's a possibility he might even just skip the clay altogether if it's a long process to get back. And of course, Wimbledon is his favorite tournament. So trying to get back for Wimbledon would be, I guess, the ultimate goal. But there it is. Novak Djokovic confirming about the injury and a bit of speculation there on when he might return.